The list, it's in. How wrong were we on our Team of the Year predictions? Now we're going to find out.
Clayton Keller's not on.
Clayton Keller didn't make it. Sorry, Thomas.
Damn it!
He wasn't even on the nominee list. That was a really stupid guess.
Man.
Really stupid. Like,
So close.
guy said fate of the universe. Death Ray pointed. I want
Clayton Keller.
2-on-1, you have to shoot it.
You gotta
Clayton
shoot it.
Keller.
Yeah. Anyways.
He's not. He's a pretty good player.
He's really
I just wanna
good.
put that out there. Like, he is good.
This is that you heard a list with Connor McDavid, Nathan McKinnon, Leon Draisaitl, Kachuk, Pasternak, Rantanen, Kucherov, Hughes, Crosby, Matthews, and you're like, needs Clayton Keller.
I was asked for a snub, and I gave someone who I think, out of all the guys who weren't on that list, who could be next up?
Yeah.
And there were no alternatives presented.
You know, technically,
Panarin, that's it.
If you
Clayton
just,
Keller's got next.
yeah, he's got next.
After Panarin, he probably has next.
Panarin was the snub. Anyways,
JT Miller.
Jake,
I would
also
take Clayton Keller over JT Miller. But anyways.
okay. So we have the actual list here.
Okay.
Our picks from the forward group. Let's go set by set here. We picked our own team: forward, defenseman, goalie, just like EA did. Let's just go over that one more time. We picked Connor McDavid, Nathan McKinnon, and then we decided for the winger, we gave that spot to Kucherov. Then on defense, we went Makar, because duh. And we went Quinn Hughes as well. Our goalie, we think it should have been Jeremy Swayman. But at the same time, Allmark still deserves huge credit. So we went with him.
So how wrong were we?
How wrong were we? I'll tell you this much. With the forward group, we were almost 100%.
Whoa!
But that's the funny thing when you have to go 2 out of 3.
It's 66.6%.
66.6%.
Oh, no.
Tough. Matthew Tkachuk. That's who they
Okay, so that was Luca's original pick.
He was the short list.
And then I was like,
Short
no,
list.
overruled.
You overruled him.
Yeah.
Tried to do the Keller thing. And then on top of that, I still think the Kucherov one as a team. I mean, the Tkachuk still great.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
obviously, yeah.
Absolutely.
Had a
We're
great
arguing
year.
over the best players. Everyone who's on this short list. No one else should be on that short list.
Okay. Just jab.
But not for real. Like this is a great team. This is like, again, you get the hitting and you got the goals and you got the speed with the other two of them. Because Tkachuk, funny enough, when you look at those like advanced analytics, he's in the slower end, which doesn't mean anything. Again, these stats are worthless like any other stats without context. But it's like you don't just have to be rapid to be a good forward.
Oh, and they're going to bump up his skating on that card, too.
Oh,
And
no,
also-
regardless, he'll be like 90 skating.
Yeah. And one of the most OP things this year, I feel like, is like a power forward in the game. Like that kind of archetype is just, you can't knock him off the puck. Like they're so good at puck protecting, and he's got a great shot, too. So he's going to be just in everyone's team.
Quit the game if you see these cards.
Oh,
Pretty
absolutely.
much.
Quit.
I'm not
Pretty
joining.
Not playing.
I'll just play offline.
Yeah, if someone has Clayton Keller in their line, I was like, sitting up straight.
Gearing up. Oh, man.
This is my
Straight.
chance.
This is my Stanley
Ooh,
Cup.
we're going sweaty. Let's go defense. Big shocker, Cale Makar. He's in there.
Nice.
Nice.
Way to go, Kale. And way to go, Nate, too. Avs.
2 abs.
Let's go.
We'll
Weird
say,
for-
though, bit of a shocker, not because he doesn't belong here, but I just thought, really, they would go another direction with this. They went Heiskanen.
Whoa.
They went Heiskanen.
yeah.
Still very deserving.
Absolutely.
Incredible. That was a young gun anyways.
And yeah, Heiskanen's great. Feel like he's just underrated.
I was going to say, that's
Ton of
why it's a
points.
shock, because I feel like he's one of those more like underappreciated
Yeah.
players.
Yeah.
But all the power to him.
I mean, I still think it should be Quinn Hughes.
Yeah.
Like,
Next year it'll be Quinn Hughes.
And also, like, you guys are based in Vancouver, so they rioted over something way smaller, the Stanley Cup. Team of the year? Lock your windows in Burnaby. They're coming for you.
Lock your window.
Canucks fans are so angry, and like I get it because they get overlooked
true.
by rude people like our group. Like they get dismissed. Like I get it, and I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm working hard to recognize them. Okay, it's been tough, but your own game developer's not doing it. What's going on?
It's fair.
Put them in.
Put him in.
Put them on the list.
Put him on.
Put them on. And also, going back, Thatcher Demko didn't even make the list. The other one, and I get it, he was injured last year, but
Yeah.
lock your windows in Burnaby because they're coming. Speaking of goalies, yeah, who do you think they went with?
I think they went with Allmark.
I think it's going to be Allmark too.
And they went with Allmark.
Okay.
Allmark. Very deserving. Jeremy
Very
Swayman.
deserving.
Also
One half
deserving.
of the best duo in the NHL. couldn't be Swayman. It should be Ullmark. That's what they did.
Unreal. Love it. It's a great team.
It's a good team. It's a great team.
It's a great team.
It's a very good team.
It's the team of the year. And
The best team of the year.
It is quite literally the best team.
it's in the name. And it's in the
EA
game.
Sports. It's in the name.
It's in the name. It's in the game. Something I haven't told you guys, and I don't know if you know this, but
Oh.
Bombshell.
me and Corwin actually did a couple of interviews with
You didn't
couple
tell me.
members
Wow.
of the team of the year. So I knew a couple of them
Clayton
before
Keller,
going in.
one-on-one.
Wow.
It wasn't Clayton Keller. It wasn't Clayton Keller. It was Matthew Tkachuk and it was Cale Makar. So we're going to share some of these interviews.
I'm just going to keep it really simple and really easy. Just do a little bit better than last year, and I would be pretty happy with that. Team wise, I would like to do a little bit better than last year, and I think we all know what that means.
The first time you broke a hockey stick.
I want to say it was on an outdoor rink actually. And it was one of my first sticks, probably my first stick where I developed a good shot. I think it was from Canadian Tire. It was an old Vector stick, a silver Vector.
We did a bunch of stuff with them throughout, a couple good social segments, and then asked them what it means to be on the team of the year. They're also getting a skate trophy for being on the team of the year too, which is very cool. So we talked about skate culture in hockey and if they would want to see more custom skates like they do at World Juniors and international events. And
Hope the answer is yes. 'cause
I hope
it's
so
just
too.
A little extra flavor.
Pretty
Why
cool.
not?
Why not?
All right, we already did our snub list when we did the nominees, but instead of that, let's make it a little bit more of a positive. Who do we think's ending up on that list 100% next year? Who wasn't even in the nominees? I want you to pick a new name so you can.
So I can't pick Clayton Keller. I was gonna say when you first, I was thinking about someone like Tim Stutzel, who could be in the actual
He's gonna
team of the
bounce
year,
back,
but he
right?
was in the nominees.
I
so
want you
can't
to
go
pick
him.
someone who's so off the board. Who's didn't
Wow.
even make the short list and could contest. You don't have to say it would be a lock because it's as long as Connor McDavid, Nathan McKinnon, and Kachuk and all these other guys are in here. Yeah, they'll probably win the actual thing, but would be a solid choice.
You got one?
Yeah, I think it's a pretty obvious one.
I want now. Now I'm scared with the guy I was thinking about.
Connor Bedard. I think if
yeah.
he wins the
That is-
Calder,
I
He
wasn't
said
even
it like it
He's
was
gonna-
like a yeah.
he's gonna have the best rookie season since McDavid. Like he's gonna maybe hit 40 goals this year. Like he could be on track to do that, which is nuts for a rookie playing on such a bad team that may get the first overall pick again. And then, man, him and Celebrini together, like that could be a dynamic duo for years to come. So I think Bedard's probably got the nominee spot on lock.
Now that you start talking about him and he's almost playing at a point per game right now,
Yeah,
he's
as a rookie,
insane. And the
with
fact that
nothing around him.
he didn't come to my mind right away, I'm a little bit like, what am I thinking? I'm not gonna say Clayton Keller because I feel like I've given you guys enough ammunition with that one, but maybe
And I've used it.
maybe this will give you even more. The name that came to mind for me, and this is a pretty underrated player, I think, but someone like Jesper Bratt, who just continues to put up
fun one.
points.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that he's gonna eclipse Kucherov and be the winger that we all flock to next year when we talk about this, but I just think he's a really good player who does not get a lot of love, and sometimes maybe that's because he gets overshadowed by stars like Jack Hughes in New Jersey, but he is just really, really talented.
I'm gonna go one that's a little bit opposite of you guys, where they're not gonna make it just because they're young and upcoming. It's more has been good, but has been overshadowed by other players on his team, and has outperformed players on his team who are, maybe on this list.
Ooh,
William Nylander
That's
might
right,
make
yeah.
it on there.
that's a great one.
That's a really good
Apparently-
pick.
That's a great one.
Yeah, and again, you could just add him in there now. I'm not saying you'd have to take anyone out of this list, but and then what you said last year, Aiden Hill, that's an easy lock.
Yeah.
sure.
Probably will be on there.
Swayman too. I think if
And Swayman.
I would assume Swayman's probably going to end up
And Thatcher Demko. Unless they don't like their windows.
Unless they don't
At EA Sports.
they don't like the windows. You know, who's another interesting one? Luke Hughes.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
Hughes, he's been another. I mean, if any other year, if Bedard isn't the guy he's competing with in the Rookie of the Year race, he's probably winning it. So maybe he ends up on the list too. Quinn, Luke, and Jack next year.
Okay.
Hughes team of the year.
Hughes team of the year.
I feel like we'll get that eventually sometime down the
For
road,
sure.
in the next 5 years.
There are people who
something like
just
that.
do that with their team, probably.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's what you can do in Ultimate Team.
And that's the team of the year. Thanks for joining us for that one. We have another one coming up. That's the women's team. So join us for that one as well.